Ni ekwedete na no tugutoga in Jesus' name.
We insisted
That was one.
reflected the level of their performance. Are we together? We took time. So if it is extra-county schools, we looked around how they performed, and a child was given a school that suited his performance. So that was justice for that child. I wish to ask parents and guardians and teachers to work closely with candidates during the process of selecting schools to ensure that they make the right choices, and there should be 11. So instead of taking students to places where we are sure they were not going to go, you may find that we selected an extra-county school that we are sure you will go. And that process should also not elicit a lot of noise. Candidates' failure to follow selection guidelines. A sizable number of candidates opted to select only 1 or 2 choices of secondary schools against the required 11, thus limiting placement by their preferred choices. So the ministry again opted to place such candidates in schools matching their marks and capacity, even if they had not chosen them. Going forward, ladies and gentlemen, head teachers should work with parents to ensure candidates make choices as per their own guidelines. Where the parents are not able to assist the children, can the mandate be given to the teachers? Placement of candidates to each category. I wish to note that all learners had an equal chance of getting selected to their preferred schools based on merit, choice, and equity. Merit, choice, and equity. For example, you'll find, for example, that the top students from some of the sub-counties in Turkana or the northern part of the country have gotten access to the top schools, even though they don't have 400 marks. That is justice that must be done. Are we together? So don't go making a lot of noise, because we are all Kenyans. Ama namna gani? You are quiet. Based on this fair criterion, placement of candidates based on each school category is as follows. In the national category, we were able to place 33,009 candidates. Extra county, we placed 184,816. County, no, the county we placed 188,454. SNE 777, sub-county 669,145,000, totaling 1,075,201. And I want to expound a little bit using Precious Blood, which is a beautiful school and wonderful school, which is not a national school. In order to give justice to those girls who performed well and did not use their heads properly and chose Alliance girls, the moment you put Kenya High School as a second choice, you will find it completely full. And then you put third choice as Pangani. It was full yesterday. So say, how do we help this girl? You may find that the girl did not choose Precious Blood, but we have taken her there. Are we together? Because Precious Blood is just as good as those national schools. And that has gone across the board. So let us not have too much noise. And you are the ones to go and tell the people out there that the process was fair and just. For example, you know the army has a typical way of doing things without listening to anybody, senior. So they ordered certain children to go somewhere. But we found one of the girls they were taking to their school had 434 marks. Was that girl from the north?
Yeah, no.
Yes.
The 432 girl.
It was the girl was from Nairobi, but the name is another name.
Yes.
With the powers vested on me by the president, we put the child at Alliance Girls High School, period. That's it. It is the child's right.
And that was her first choice.
And that was her first choice. But you know, some of these people, ukiwa mtu ya jesi, sasa unasema mtoto lazima aende huko. So that's the kind of justice and detail that we went to. I can see my director is here, Starehe Boys Center. Hapana, director yangu hiyo huko nyuma. Let me be tribalistic a bit. Some 777 SNE candidates have been placed in their schools of choice in regular schools. In total, 1,246 have been placed in various categories of schools. And I want to commend the SNE candidates for performing extremely well this year. The role of NEMIS in the administration process, as learners selected to join national schools, extra-county schools and county schools will receive their admission letters online. Parents, guardians are therefore advised to visit the ministry's website, www.education.go.ke, to download the letters after this function. Upon downloading, the learner must present the letter to the head teacher of the primary school where they start their examination for authentication. Let this process be seamless. Let no teacher start saying, well, you see, let us look at your balance. Nani amekuambia? You stamp the document and give it back to the child. If you want to negotiate school fees, negotiate it afterwards. And if we find, Dr. Nancy Macharia, my dearest friend, do you allow us to make a bit of noise if we find some people are delaying our children? And I will also call you to do one or two things. So it is not a trap for you to go and ask for your balance, fee balance. So anybody who is stopped from this process because of fee balance should get to us, and we shall explode at that time. Are we together? The letter will further be verified by the principal of the admitting school. Principals are advised to confirm that letters presented to them belong to the learners strictly in their selection list. Schools can access their selection lists from the NEMIS platform. Ladies and gentlemen, the admission of Form 1 students likewise will be done online through NEMIS this year. The ministry has developed a reporting module that will be used by each principal to relay the admission of each learner online. This will provide real-time data on admission and reporting trends to facilitate decision-making process by government. Principals will be responsible for the security and integrity of their school data in NEMIS. But I've been assured that the data in NEMIS cannot be changed, isn't it? Yes. I was assured yesterday, Doctor, you said this data cannot be messed around by somebody. Because you are saying the principal are responsible, so I'm confused. As you may be aware, the government pays examination fees for all candidates in both public and private schools. Moving forward, payment of this fee will be based on the NEMIS data. And our technical team at the ministry, together with the Ministry of ICT, I hope we shall not be hearing the yesterday stories. I think NEMIS is now past tense. The data is clean. Let's not hear that, oh, we didn't receive money because there were students who are not in the NEMIS data. Therefore, I call upon all private schools also to ensure that all their students are captured on NEMIS. Form 1 reporting dates, ladies and gentlemen, is determined to ensure that we are determined to ensure that Form 1 students report to school as early as possible to embark on their studies. Parents and guardians should therefore use the next 4 weeks to make the necessary arrangements in readiness for the academic year. And I also hope that that process of identifying the beneficiaries for that scholarship can be ongoing at this time. It's ongoing?
Yes.
Yes. Reporting dates for all Form 1 students will be on the 13th of January 2020. Yes. I don't have water in my mouth. Reporting dates for all Form 1 students in all categories of schools shall be on 13th of January 2020. The last reporting date shall be 17th of January 2020. After today's event, Form 1 placements for national and extra-county schools can be accessed by texting the candidate's index number to 22263. The candidate's index number to 22263. Soft and hard copies for each school will be availed to principals and county directors of education. The launch of the respective county Form 1 selections will be held on the 4th of December, that's 2 days from today, when lists of extra county and county schools will be released. This will be followed by the sub-county schools placement on the 6th of December, this Friday. All private schools must complete their selection by the 16th of December 2019 and file their returns through NEMIS. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to congratulate the KCP candidates 2019 and wish them well in their future endeavors. It is now my pleasure and duty